Hello, Steve White, Steve White's 89. Well, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, the four-part reunion, the big reunion, it's done. I haven't watched all of it. I've just watched some clips. I've been trying to make myself watch it, but the time involved, it's hours, and I haven't finished the actual season as well. So if I'm going to do an actual review or really talk about it, I'm not just going to do a half job. So I'm going to have to sit down and watch the whole season and then watch all four parts, and I just don't have the time between the Bond films still being on now. They're doing the Daniel Craig ones, so I got 3 more of those. So the next 3 nights will be Bond. But yeah, they showed a lot of clips, and I have seen parts of the episodes, and I don't really think they brought it. Everyone's complaining that they were waiting for these bombs to drop, and they're just waiting for like the last episode, and nothing really happened. I mean, they did ask Erica certain questions, and Erica got upset. There was some sense of not holding back, but most of the women didn't really say anything. They pretty much kept quiet. It was really only is it Crystal? Yeah. I'm not used to Crystal, or not even Gazelle yet, because God, I said her name wrong, because they're new and I haven't been watching it as much the last year or two since they've come on. But she did ask a couple of pretty good questions, and I'm like, wow, okay, because no one seemed to be doing it. Andy was asking a few, but they weren't pushing her very far, and they didn't really answer many questions really. But then again, how could they? She's in trial. She's in legal proceedings, so there's only so much she can say, and the whole matter of would she incriminate herself, would other people be incriminated, or have to go to court because of things they've heard from her. You don't want to do, like, there's a moment where Andy was supposed to have been given a gift for his baby shower from her, and she forgot to do it, and he's like, I'm glad you didn't, because now that would be investigated. I'd have to be interviewed in that because of that, so I'm glad you did forget to give it to me. I think it was shares in something that would have been worth a lot of money. So yeah, and just the whole, she talked about how Tom still calls her, and she did, I think one thing Crystal was asking her was, where's the anger? Why aren't you angry at this man for doing this to you? And she did seem to emote on some level that, how could you leave me like this? How could you leave me in this mess? And for the most part, they say they believed her, that they didn't know that they believed that she didn't know what was happening, that Tom didn't tell her everything. And when you look at their relationship, it was kind of disturbing. There were times where he'd basically treat her like a child and be like, I'm speaking. And she'd and I'm like, wow, you can see the power dynamic in that relationship. And I've never really been in anything really like that, a little bit, but I wouldn't do that. I mean, not for all the millions in the world, really. It's just not worth it. And she did get money. Supposedly, he used her to funnel a lot of money. Used her business to funnel a lot of money, and the way that ran was just a bit of very shady and very strange. Allegedly all this stuff happened, but they pointed out the fact that she hadn't said she was upset, that she hadn't said she was upset for the victims and spoke for or about the victims or anything, and they're asking why hasn't she done that. So they did ask her a few questions. They did get a few things out of her, but they weren't the bombshells we were expecting, and it didn't need to be 4. As far as everything I've heard, it didn't need to be 4 episodes. So I feel like I've heard everything and seen everything. I don't need to watch it, but I'm going to sit down and watch them just in case there's something I missed, and it is usually interesting. I like Kathy Hilton and Kyle Richards. They're entertaining. I've seen a lot of the little videos and extra stuff they've done for the after shows, and they have an interesting family. I find them interesting. A lot of people are saying the only interesting thing about the series now is Erica's lawsuit, but then she's not the only one having a lawsuit. Lisa Renner now is being sued, and this one's ridiculous. I meant to talk about this one. She had paparazzi take photos of her doing stuff, and she lets the paparazzi take photos. She poses, she doesn't run, she doesn't hide. Basically, she feels like she's sort of working with them, and it's a better relationship that way than sort of not giving them what they want. Then they stalk them and sometimes do get photos you don't want and stuff. And she was posting photos that they took, and they're suing her for posting photos they took of her. And she's like, I'm helping promote your business and participating and working with you like a partnership. I thought we had that understanding, basically. and they're like, no, this is our property, our intellectual property, and you're using it, and you're devaluing it by putting it on your Facebook and so forth and so on. And they're actually suing her for it. And I'm like, wow, they are such low down, just, you're feeding off this person's life, and then you're suing them for getting something out of it by actually posting some of the photos that you've taken of them. Like it's just really unbelievable. But that's a 1 point something million lawsuit, so they're suing her, and she has to go to court over it sometime next year. That hasn't really gone anywhere yet, so there's not much to talk about with that. But I'm feeling like the overall reunion was a little bit overblown, which is what I thought. I thought they were just milking it for what they could. But I've yet to watch the whole thing. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the reunion. Bye.